bam. That turns face down, bam. A little black push off, and they all turn face down. Does that make sense in principle? I asked you at home in your house pants.
They were just asking if there's a move called the gravity house pants. They put it all together. They finally got it.
There is now. In fact, I think there's a whole DVD called the Gravity House Pants. So now I'm going to show y'all a method that occurred to me 10 years after for how to do that same effect without a half pass. After we've been through all this trouble. That's what I discovered about my life 10 years later. Showbiz. Hi.
How's it going?
You and me again.
Yep.
You sat right there though, right? It's always this way.
Just because, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, take that card, look at it. Show it to everyone, I won't look. Done? Awesome. Would you be impressed if I could tell you the name of your card? Not even a little bit. I've seen this trick before. Mom, make it stop. Okay, so, and we can get right back. Oop, pardon me, flash at that point. Get right back into it. So what's nice about this is, once you got that moment working for you, you can use that moment really well. All you have to do is start with 2 mates, second and third from the top. Don't use the black aces. They're not the kind of mates we're looking for, in this case, because they're not the same. We want 2 that look the same. So look, I take 1 here, I press off 2 more and hold them here, and then I keep spreading. You take 1 card out, show it to everybody, and I say, I won't look, show it to everybody. And I literally turn around, and you'll see, it's everything we've been talking about, because notice, it only takes 1 moment. I don't turn around and go, right? It was pretty fast. Watch it again. I'm here. Say, take that card, look at it, show it to everybody. I won't look. So it's really a pass, like everything else we've been talking about. It's 1 moment while the heat's off. And so what happens is, very simply, I did all of this work to get into this position here so that I would be ready to go. Look at this. All I'm doing is, I flip that over, and notice it's just like that half pass. It's already here. Everything's already here. And that goes literally in between that and that. So as I turn around, and I brought my hand up fast, right? So now as I turn around, I cleanly turn this over, take this to you, and now I'm back into it as before, right? The only difference is when you do it this way, you totally have a face-up card on the bottom of the deck. Which isn't really a problem for me. You know, sometimes people ask how I deal with that.
And second from the top, right?
Yeah, actually I have 2. That's exactly right. And so there's a couple ways you can deal with this if you follow me over to the front row, if you would. So there's lots of ways we deal with them. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you guys hand those for me? So that's a super awesome half pass, right? That's a great one. I highly suggest it. But you try that one. And another one that works really nice is this here. So I've got these cards here, and this is actually the one I mostly use these days. If I'm really in a situation where I can't just kill a little time, which most of the time I can. I'm a time killer. She's like, yes, you are. What I'd like you to do is just go ahead and give those a little shuffle. Now what we're going to do next, folks, is we're going to talk about ooh. You did great. Give her a round of applause. Wasn't she awesome? Right? So that's a really easy way to do it. Because remember, no one's really looking at what's happening there. Perhaps because we're on video, everyone was really close in frame. But in real life, just stay where you are. Video. I would just hand you the cards and say, go ahead, give those a shuffle. And I would just literally come back here. And then, and this is what you would see in real life, is what you're seeing. Ooh. Awesome. And then just straighten the cards out. Everyone knows these things happen, and it's no big thing. right? So you definitely, I don't generally tend to make faces about the person unless they're obviously going to be really okay with that. If it's a person that might in any way feel like it wasn't in good fun, then I just go, thank you, and then I just do it, and I just move on. And it really feels like the same thing, except me not getting a bit out of it, right? So that's how you would clean that up, okay? So that's, wow. That's a revolution number 9. Mm-hmm. Excellent, thanks guys. Do you have any questions, Dan?
Yeah.
What's up?
Do you do a diminishing lift sequence that perhaps you might want to show a little bit of it?
Which one?
Yeah, right. What do you particularly like for diminishing lift? It's a challenge, isn't it? It's one of those iffy propositions.
Well, it's a problem. It's always been a problem.
Yeah.
That's why I worked out so many solutions of it. I wonder how. Do you know who asked the question?
Well,
help me help you.
I can drag myself back through all of this to find out.
Oh, it's like that.
I actually.
Oh, it's Dan wanted to answer.
No, somebody else wanted to know, and I think it was it might have been Ryan, but I'm not really sure.
Okay. Yeah. Did Ryan give a hint as to which one he wanted to know about?
It was Ryan Anthony. If he could write back in and.
All right. You know what I'm going to do though, because
you might be asking about, but yeah. I think any of them would be.
Well, I'll tell you the one that I'll show the original one from the paper engine since it's on the theme and it doesn't. I don't want to get into another rising debacle right now. See if I can show you this one. This was the one that we were doing all those years ago, and this is from the paper engine. I hope I'm not messing up my mic here, but the idea would be to have the 3 of spades. The 3 of spades, pardon me. We have the 4 of clubs, the 4 of clubs, the 4 of clubs, and the 4 of clubs. So the idea there in the old days was to figure out how to show all 4 cards were the exact same card, and there was a lot of solutions about it for a long, long time. And that one was the one that appeared in the paper engine, and it was based on a Larry Jennings idea that Larry showed us on that very first trip that I took out to California to meet him. And it was kind of a big night all around, as I recall, rarely having been so excited at any time. And Larry did this diminishing lift sequence, which I'm just going to now do for you, and you'll see what it's all about. And it was really cool, and we really liked it, and got me thinking about this whole thing. So he did 1 card, 2 cards, trying to remember it as I go, 3 cards, 4 cards. Right? And so when we saw it, we probably thought what you thought. Oh, that's pretty, you know, it's really interesting, and it's really cool, and there's this great visual retention to it. But you know, how about those all-around square-ups?
Yeah.
Well, they're really important because they were what covered the Chris twist. So I was already working with these half passes, which is why I chose this one, because it's kind of, we don't have to start from scratch, like mechanical-wise, just to talk about what's going on with it. But what I wanted to do was use a little more cover. And I'm getting the cover from this reverse spread here, right? And that's 2. And that's a big reverse spread, and that's 3. And now, just half of a gravity half pass gets you right there into that 4th card. Just like that. Make sense?
Yeah, but we want to see it from the clearly exposed view.
Oh, I wasn't trying to hide this clearly exposed. I assume when I do something that hasn't been rehearsed in a while that it is clearly exposed right from where you're looking at. So here's what it is. It's what we've been talking about this whole time.